There's Senator, I'd like to thank the committee for inviting me uh, para once and for all malaman natin ang totoo. So, I would like to request sa inyo na huwag ninyo akong ituring president or kaibigan. Treat me as a witness and tignan natin kung lalabas yung totoo. So, with your permission, at maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat for inviting me. I'd like to start. My mandate as President of the Republic was to protect the country and the Filipino people. Do not question my policies because I offer no apologies, no excuses. I did what I had to do. And whether you believe it or not, I did it for my country. The war on illegal drugs is not about killing people. It is about protecting the innocent and the defenseless. The war on drugs is about the eradication of illegal substances such as shabu, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, party drugs, and the like, as a menace which ruins people, families, communities, and relationships, and tears apart the social fabric which binds society together in peace, harmony, and brotherhood. It is not unlike slogans which serves as calls for a better future, such as the war on waste, war on corruption, and war against climate change. I have always viewed people addicted to illegal drugs as victims and patients requiring medical help and not as criminals. That is why when the war on drugs slogan came into being, coined first as a message to the people of Davao City to stay away from illegal drugs, but at the same time, I had a drug rehabilitation facility constructed in Davao City, a city government expense, manned by Davao City government doctors, psychiatrists, nurses, and health workers, among others, to look after the complete rehabilitation of those addicted to illegal drugs. I believe then and I still believe now that rehabilitation and not fear of death or incarceration to be the key to the return of the addicted individuals back to the mainstream of a just and forgiving society. But no mistake about it, I hate drugs. I loathe the purveyors, the merchants, and the pushers of this demonizing element. I have not failed to emphasize this from the very day of the campaign when I ran for the presidency in 2016. This was my covenant with the Filipinos who believed in me. And to this day, must still agree with what in government have achieved. It is unfortunate that drug-related crimes are on the rise again. Every day you can read about children being raped, people getting killed and robbed. And just recently, a drug den was raided within the Malacañang complex. This clearly manifests that the purveyors of this menace are back in business. Ano? Gawain natin. The Filipinos are anxious and distressed. Self-preservation is still the first law of nature. It is instinct. It is recognized in our laws as self-defense. That is why I have always told the police authorities and operatives to be mindful of this basic law of nature. However, I tell them not to abuse their authority and power, and hindi ko talaga pinayagan yung abuso ng pulis o sundalo kailanman sa buong buhay ko and as mayor for so many years and as president. In the guise of protecting themselves. But when your very life is placed at risk, and it can be snuffed out in a matter of seconds, then and only then must you act accordingly. Repel the aggression only in self-defense. Alam mo, matagal ako nagturo sa aming bayan sa Police Academy. When I was a prosecutor, to augment my income noon na bago akong kasal, nagturo ako sa police. Ang sinabi ko talaga sa kanila, when you are arresting a criminal, you are not supposed to request him to surrender. Rather, you have to overcome the resistance. However, pag ayaw, it's the duty of the police is to overcome the resistance kung ayaw mag-surrender. At kung may baril, at kung tingin mo, sabi ko sa mga pulis doon sa academy, mamamatay ka, barilin mo. Barilin mo sa ulo. Patayin mo at least one less criminal in the community. Yun ang utos ko when I was a fiscal and I was a professor doon sa Police Academy. Yun ang turo ko sa kanila. No quarters given, no quarters asked. Criminal ito. Repel the aggression only in self-defense. Do not make orphans of your children and widows of your wives. I don't want that in my conscience. as mayor and president. Hindi ko mabigat yan sa konsensya ko. I have warned, but before that, my job as president was never easy, and it was not meant to be. I have tried to do the best I can to address the problem of illegal drugs firmly and without compromise. For all of its successes and shortcomings, I and I alone take full legal responsibility sa lahat na nagawa ng mga pulis pursuant to my order. Ako ang managot. At ako ang makulong. Huwag yung pulis na sumunod sa order ko. Kawawa naman. Nagtatrabaho lang. Yun ang gusto kong sabihin sa Pilipino at mabutit niyaya ninyo ako dito. Once and for all, yan ang gusto kong sabihin sa tao. I have warned all of you as your president then and as a private citizen now. Drugs will destroy the Filipino. It will destroy my country, and I will never allow it. Baski ako empleyado sa gobyerno o private citizen, I will do what is necessary to protect my country, my community, at yung mga anak natin. This is a matter of principle. At papagkamatayan ko yan. Maraming salamat. I'm ready to answer your question.
Thank you, Mr. President. But now I think it's better to hear victim families, and then we'll open the floor for.
However, he just received the letter today, and he is under the custody of House of Representatives. And then we also invited Mr. Kerwin Espinosa. Yes, but we cannot locate his address yet, so we will seek the help of PNP also. And that's it, sir.
Are you sure that's it?
Sir, we also invited Ermina Espino, but we cannot locate her address.
Mr. Chair, may I know
Yes.
the reason why Mr. Guban is not around?
He just received the letter today.
He just received the letter today.
Yes, Your Honor. We sent the letter to Quadcom of House of Representatives.
Mr. Chair, may I ask the COMSEC, how can you not locate Espinosa when he attended
Tama.
the hearing in the Quad Commission, Quad Committee?
Your Honor, we asked the Quadcom Committee Secretary for his address, but he did not reply.
Who did not reply?
The Quadcom Committee Secretary.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Senator Bato. Yes, ano.
yeah, I would rather that next hearing we have to require their presence, Mr. Chair, because I can only surmise with their absence that they don't want their statements that they have given before the House of Representatives to be debunked before this body, Mr. Chair. Ayaw nilang lumabas ang katotohanan kapag ayaw nilang pumunta dito. So that's it. That's my only observation, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I
Senator
just would like
Estrada.
to amend the motion of Senator Bato. that we issue a subpoena duces tecum against all those who were invited but did not attend in today's hearing.
A correction daw, Ma'am Espino is here?
Yes, sir.
Emina, so okay. So,
I'm sorry.
Subpoena ad
I sta-
testificandum. Yes,
So,
okay, ganito.
I'm sorry.
Okay, ganito gawin natin, okay? It has been manifested that Mr. Guban is under the custody of the House.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, they should have allowed him to attend. He has been requested by Senator Bato kasi to be
There is no
to be here.
reply.
So the two others under the custody of the House are sick. Isa with COVID-19, yung isa undergoing a previously scheduled important medical procedure or examination. So we understand, we are reasonable people. Doon lang ako nagtaka kay Mr. Jerry Guban, bakit hindi siya pwede if he's under the custody of the House. How come the House did not allow us to have him here before us, my colleagues? So anyway, at any rate, the remedy of this committee, as suggested by my colleagues, is the issuance of a subpoena to all
Subpoena ad
yes,
testificandum. I stand corrected, Mr. Chair.
yes. Siguro, and we appeal to the House that for those people that they know the addresses of it, I mean, share the address. Share the address of these people. And then, of course, the committee will also exert utmost efforts to find these people and get their addresses. So, ganun na muna. In the meantime, my dear colleagues, ganun, we issue a subpoena to all those in the original list of invitees
We will
na
comply,
hindi
Your Honor.
pumunta ngayon, o even those with excuse letters, subpoena ang susunod na issue. Okay?
We will comply, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, may I know what would be the next move that this body is going to take if after we have given them, issued them a subpoena, still they will not be allowed by the House, since the House is having custody over their living body. If they will not be allowed to attend before this hearing, what will we do?
I will coordinate with the House chairpersons. Actually, I talked to Chairman Ace Barbers and nabanggit din naman niya sa akin yung medical request of Colonel Garma. Kaya I had an idea na may conflict sa schedule. But si Jerry Guban, I'm surprised bakit hindi nila mapadala rito. So, but we will coordinate. Siguro doon na muna. Okay,
Thank
basta ang understanding natin dito, a subpoena will be issued to those who did not, who were invited, or even those who we failed to notify. Subpoena na tayo diretso para sa next hearing, hindi sayang ang panahon natin. Sino pa dumating? Yes, Ermina is here. Nasabi ko.
She needs to take
Can we ask our committee secretaries, kasi late dumating po si Ma'am, ano sir, complete name?
Ermina
Espino. Ma'am Ermina Espino, please, mag-o taking po tayo. So, committee secretary, go ahead.
And Mr. Chair, may I move that in the next hearing, we include in the subpoena one attorney Enrico Rigor, from the anti-illegal drugs group of Camp Crami.
Please, committee secretary. Pero in fairness to Mr. Rigor, he was not invited for today's hearing. Pero diretso na tayo sa subpoena.
And also, Mr. Chair, another one to be invited is
Sino pa? Sige po. Pwede na submit in writing. Pwede naman submit in writing kasi especially kasi new names po yan sila. Okay?
I forget, I remember the name. Rooney Dayan.
Ronnie Dayan.
The former driver of Senator De Lima, Mr. Chair.
Okay. We'll invite.
I don't know kung nakakulong. Basta, we have to
We will
ask
find out the
questions.
personal circumstances, the present personal circumstances of Mr. Dayan. Sige, can we
Yes,
know?
thank you,
Mr.
Chair.
Before that, since this hearing will entail a lot of time, siguro pwede na i-coordinate ng ating committee na pakuha na ito si Guban dun sa House of Representatives kung pwede.
Suggestion of our Senate President Pro Tempore, let's exert effort to coordinate with the House. Basta dito pa morningan, so ang hearing natin, we have to observe some kind of a discipline, make good use of our time. We try to suspend our hearing by 3 or 4 p.m. this afternoon.
Mr. Chair.
Hey, can we finish with this Pino? Baka malimutan pa natin. Let's
Ms.
administer
Espino.
the oath to this one person late arrival.
Yes. Ms. Ermina Espino, kindly raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this proceeding?
Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pwede rin po bang maimbita sa next hearing ang DOJ Secretary Remulla at yung current chief ng PNP IAS?
And Chief of PNP IAS, Attorney Dodo Dulay is here. He's here and ready siya. I
Salamat,
think he's
Mr.
ready. He
Chair.
also took his oath.
Salamat, Chief. And then si Secretary Remulla na lamang po. kung
Secretary Remulla
Salamat
will
kayo,
be
Mr.
sent an
Chair.
invitation letter. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A while ago, you answered in the affirmative that we are now adopting the new rules. Perhaps, Mr. Chairman, to expedite the proceedings, when we invite witnesses or resource persons, we should likewise ask for their sworn statements in advance.
Yes, we did, but some were not able to comply. So depende na yung mamaya if, given our liberality, we will allow them to give us the gist of what they know. Okay,